is connecting the physical markets with systems that are there already. So like the e-commerce system where we have the big of this category of quick within 30 minutes. And how are we doing it? How does quick work? So when you get on the quick app, you select the service you want, you select the provider that you want to work with, and then you pick the item, place the order, and you get the item within 30 minutes delivered to your doorstep. We're not just focusing on customers. We have actually built a platform that connects businesses and customers. So for businesses, they are still being limited by physical location. Quick is trying to bridge the gap by bringing your customers to your doorstep or bringing businesses to customers. And we're targeting a massive 95.4 trillion market. And this market, the e-commerce market alone, is about 35 trillion market. And we still have 92% of these businesses operating in analog, disconnected from consumers or customers that can actually bring about 80% more of revenue to their business. How do we make revenue? So on Quick, anybody that gets on the Quick app is our customer and our revenue stream. We make money from the commissions we charge on every order you place on our platform. So on every order you place on our platform, we take 15 to 30%. And then we'll have an extensive business tools for businesses. We're not just offering this tool. This tool gives you access to digital menus and inventory system, POS. And we charge for this tool also. We charge about 5K to 30,000 monthly, depending on the plan you're choosing. We decided to test Quick just 2 months ago. So we launched Quick and we did a soft launch, what we call soft launch. How we did this was we launched Quick on a Play Store and then we went to a specific location, just 2 estates at Port Harcourt. We positioned people at the entrance of the estate and introduced Quick to them. Very simple. With this app, you can get anything you want within 30 minutes. And with that, we're able to record 1,500 orders in just 1 month. And from that order, we're able to make 2 million revenue. We're able to settle vendors with 7.1 million naira. Apart from the normal services or items that you can get on Quick, we handle all utility payments. With the hike in utility payments in Nigeria, especially the electricity, when we tell customers that on Quick, you don't need to switch app. Once you're on the Quick app, you can get any item you want. So your utility bills can be settled on Quick. Just the utility transaction recorded about 600,000 transactions in 1 month. We're raising about 300 million for market expansion, and then we have 40%. We intend to spend 40% of it for market expansion, 30% for technology and platform development, and then 20% for operation costs. The team behind Quick is a team that actually has been in this business for long. I myself and Benjamin have been a developer for 10 years. I've worked with big tech companies in Ukraine. I've worked with about 3 tech companies in Ukraine. I'm the lead developer of Disability Logic. I'm also the lead developer of Wisdom CRM, a Trinidad education company. Before, since I still have more time, I will do a quick demo.
How did you know you still have more time?
Because you didn't say time up.
Because we allowed you to give me.
Okay, so I don't know if you can see my phone.
But your time is actually up.
Just a quick demo.
No, sir. But you have overshot by almost 60 seconds. Okay. I'm sure that the judges have questions for you. For me, the question I want to clarify is, you gave an instruction that Quick, you did a soft launch. It's a launch is the application still live?
Yes, it's live.
Okay. And from what I heard, you've made a total sales of about 9.1 million naira. That's correct.
Yes, total order of 1,500.
Huh?
A total order of 1,500 approximately.
And that came to 9.1 million.
Yes.
In a month. And from that, you made 2 million.
Yes.
Okay.
No, the 2 million is actually 70% from 70% from our order and then 30% from utility payments. The utility includes NEPA bill, data recharge, airtime, and the rest.
70% is commission from your order.
Yes.
How do you charge?
We charge 10 to 25%, but during our soft launch, we're charging 10% for all vendors. But during the soft launch, we did free delivery for everyone that we're ordering because we're using bicycle for the delivery.
70% of 2 million
Yes.
would be 200, would be 1.7. 70 times 3 is 210. Yes,
No, 1.4. 1.
Yes, it's 1.7. 70 times 3 is 210. So you're looking at 1.79, right?
Yes.
So 1.79.
No, not open.
No. 1.79 is the revenue you've made from others. Just from others.
Yes.
And you just told us now that you do 10% flat.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
You've done 10% flat of it. So, no. 10% flat of 9 point. Okay. Roughly 8 point something. It shouldn't be, it should not be 1.7. So there's a gap. You understand what I'm saying? So which one is the correct one? There's a gap in your figures.
Okay.
If your total revenue is 9. Okay, let's say that 7.1 is your total revenue. And of that 7.1, 70% of it is ordered. Do you understand? So 70% of 7.1 is actually somewhere around 10%. It's 710 times 3. You have 200 like 2.1 million, right? So obviously you're looking at around 5 million, give or take, right? 5 million. So sorry, can you hear me now? Now, I was just trying to say that there is a gap. There is a gap in your narration. I don't know which is correct or which to believe, because 5 million sales at 10% will give you 500,000. Do you understand? It will give you 500,000 because that's what you just told us.
Because you are delivering free.
Yeah, I don't want to know whether he's delivering free or not. I just want to know which is correct, so I can judge correctly. So 5 million sales at 10% flat will give you 500,000 revenue. Okay? So it's either you're overstating the revenue you've made or you've not made that much revenue. Which one is it?
Okay. Actually getting from our dashboard because we was still doing delivery even as of yesterday. So I picked those figures from our dashboard, and from our dashboard we have a total revenue of 1.4 million from delivery, other deliveries only, and then 600,000 is from our utility transactions. So I might not be able to get the grand total of the cumulative amount paid for the orders, but this is what we have on our dashboard.
All right, thank you. Do you have questions?
My question is, Mr. Benjamin,
You said delivery is within 30 minutes.
Yes.
You know, it's good that I buy something and you deliver in 20 minutes when you promise 30 minutes. And once you start delivering above 30 minutes, the business starts going down because the trust is out there. Now, there is no definition here. So if I'm in Onitsha and I place an order in Port Harcourt, I'm coming. You need to give me 30 minutes, or is there, because you didn't define the scope of the 30 minutes, that is where I'm very keen in.
Okay, like when I started, I said Quick is bringing the physical commerce to a digital, Quick is bringing the physical commerce to the digital convenience. So if you want to place an order from Quick right now, you can only buy from the nearest vendor. You cannot buy from people outside about 8 kilometers away from your distance. We're doing that because we're connecting all businesses within you on the big platform. So once you open Quick, go to restaurant, people you will see are people that are close by. And anytime you place an order, there are delivery persons that will instantly be notified and they will pick that order and then deliver to you. Also, we have the vendor app that receives instant notification, just like the money point gives you a tool noise when an transaction comes. We do that for Quick. Once an order comes, to receive notification, accept the order, and then delivery persons handle the order.
All right, thank you very much, Benjamin. I was not basically going to ask you about your co-founder, because you didn't talk about the co-founder, but I think we're already out of time for you. So do you want to take 30 seconds and talk about your co-founder?
My co-founder is Onitsha Business Hangout. He's a system analyst from Unizik, and he has also been in this ecosystem for more than 15 years. So he handles our operation. He's the co-founder and the operation manager of Quick. He manages all the operations.
All right, thank you very much. Put your hands together for Quick.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Izzy, and I'm the co-founder of TechQuest. So let's dive right into it, right? So we know that Nigeria is growing in digital payment. There's massive adoption for digital payment. In fact, the last data shows that digital payments is set to grow to $40 billion, that's 19 trillion naira by 2026. It was the data collected by PwC. However, we still have two major challenges when it comes to digital payments. Number one, we have high transaction fees. Okay, we have unpredictable transaction fees. The average business owner does not know how much they pay in transaction fees. You cannot calculate it or give a specific number for transaction fees. Number two, the available options have very high transaction fees. Also, startups would like to build on banking APIs, but they're very complex. So that's another challenge. Okay. Our solution is subscription-based banking account. So what this simply means is that for businesses, there are no transaction fees on your account, no charges whatsoever. You pay a simple subscription for the month, and then you do all of your transactions. And then for startups who would like to integrate with our banking APIs, we offer them transaction-based banking APIs where we charge them for a certain percentage for their transactions. And then finally, we offer POS as a service for businesses who would like POS a transaction, but they don't want to go into the expensive processes. So our target market basically are business owners and startups. Why this matters at this moment is businesses are looking to save costs, and the average startups business spends over 100,000 a year on transaction fees, and we're looking to change that. Also, we're building scalable infrastructure for startups. I'm not going to skip. Okay, so computer analysis. Our direct competitors is Prosper. Right. So Prosper Business offers subscription-based banking also for businesses. We also have MoneyPoint, OPay, Campaign, and then any other here. We have Paystack, which is a major competition. The difference, what we do differently is our transaction fees were a lot cheaper than Paystack and the others were a lot cheaper, and then there are no hidden fees whatsoever. So our business model, we charge 3,000 naira per month for setting tabs. This is the only charge we charge you. Other than this, there's no other inflow charge, none whatsoever. And then for our transaction-based APIs, we charge 0.2% tax at 100 naira. Our transaction, so we launched in February. We didn't do any single marketing, social media, nothing whatsoever, just word of mouth. And at that time, we acquired 100 plus users. We processed over $15,000. We have 5 businesses waiting to integrate with our platforms at the moment. We have 2 businesses, startups, who are going live this week already on our banking API. And then through this meeting, we have 4 businesses, startups here, who are also wanting to jump on our banking API. We met today and we want to jump on this today. Okay, so this is the dashboard. This is our main dashboard, so you can see the transaction. So you can see the users, you can see the transactions. We did 1,490 transactions, these are the active wallet. Okay, so our scaling goal for the next 12 months is to onboard 500 businesses, and then so this is the team. The founder is myself. I work as a growth expert for startups in the UK and in the US. I was part of the Disney team, Zoom team, and computer manufacturing company called Espresso. Desmond is our CTO. He's a dev with native experience. He has built several fintech products. And then our advisor is Bishop David Dausa. I'm sure we know him. David Dausa is the chairman of Abu Oli Bank, and then he's also the president of Bernstein Dausa University. Okay, so our funding ask is $100,000. We want this to improve on our product and hire more talent. Okay, our exit strategy is acquisition within the next 3 to 5 years. Vela Finance was acquired by Carbon after just 2 years in operation. Okay, so thank you so much. I'll take your questions.
Thank you very much. Judges, you want to have questions for him?
There was a place I wasn't clear. You're talking about no hidden charges, no transaction fee. No, just explain. I don't know if I didn't hear you.
So when you do transactions as a business owner on your account, most of the time you incur transaction fees, 0.5, 1%. So what we're saying is you pay subscription fee for 1 month, 3,000 naira. After when you do that, there will be no transaction fees on your account for that month. So no transaction.
And you do Nigerian transaction.
Yes, yes.
And you know it's being regulated by CBA.
Yes, I understand that.
And you know there is transaction fee being collected by CBA.
I understand that. So how is this possible?
Because at the end of the day,
so I can explain how that's possible. We have a partnership, a signed partnership with Providence Bank, right? In our agreement with Providence Bank, there are no charges on Providence Bank whatsoever. There's no charge on transaction fees. There's no charge on stamp duties. We don't have any of those charges. It's because of our partnership with Providence Bank that we can offer this. We requested for that, and they gave us this.
So what is the guarantee that another well-funded founder and not have the same agreement with Providence Bank and provide exactly the same service as they provided?
So, truth is, there's no guarantee. Providence Bank is not my bank, right? We don't have a banking relationship based on that agreement. But I think the one thing that stands us out is banking API transaction fees, right? Most businesses or startups use Paystack or Flutterwave to process their transactions. Paystack charges 1.5% for transactions. Flutterwave charges 1.2% for transactions also. So we, for that, we're charging 0.2% after the pandemic.
Okay, do we still have any question?
Yeah, I think the reason the panel is asking the question around the hidden fees is that we all know the entire OPay, PalmPay story, how they started off as no charges, but today we are paying charges. So the question is, one just want to be sure that people are going to, if that's your value proposition, you want to be sure that that's something you are going to be able to protect in the long run. And I think Uche's question is very, very necessary. I think it's something you need to go and rethink. Maybe your value proposition is something you need to go and rework. There are a lot of problems in the payment space that you can, I mean, if the hidden charges stuff is not something you'll be able to solve. There are a lot of big problems in the payment space or in the startup and stuff. Yes, is this something that you don't have powers over? And outside of that, I think there was something about leads and getting leads license. What do you know about licenses and regulations?
All right, so part of our partnership with Providence Bank allows us use their compliance documents to cover for ourselves. So we don't have any issue whatsoever with the use of CBN because we're third party. Providence Bank gives us that authority to just fall under the. But the first question you asked rather, how do we sort that out? What we've done so far is based on the users that we have and the conversations around the users that we have. We know that the fintech space is very, very volatile. CBN can come tomorrow and just impose a particular fee. For example, 2 days ago, NIPS came up with a new 0.2% fee on POS transactions. So those are things that we cannot control as it stands. But the subscription-based banking was based on the immediate needs of our users at the moment. Right?
Yeah, just to clarify something, my last question. Because right now you are using Providence Bank's compliance documents because they're offering free no hidden charges. You are using them. So what it then means is that the day Providence Bank says it's over for Tetra.
We are working towards obtaining our own license, so we can move away from this.
All right, thank you.
We have, yeah, you can say, but you have to continue.
Indirectly, what you are telling us now is that transaction fees being stamped by CBN because you can't. So it means that all the transactions involved by Providence Bank. They are the one losing.
Providence Bank.
They are the one losing.
Yes. If you want that, I can show you the agreement with Providence Bank if you want to see it.
All right, thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for number 6.
Checking out is as easy as scan, pay, and go. Forget about the tired of waiting, long checkout. Say hello to a new way of shopping.
So we can look at the video to show you how the app works.
Revolutionize shopping. Shopping your own pace. Scan items as you go. Add them to your cart. No more waiting in line.
Okay, so I'm talking about one way. So one way is smart retail and self-checkout solution. So all of us here knows the hustle of you want to pick up an item in ShopRite and you have to stand in those long queues. It's not something it's not something that is very, very convenient for everybody. So why would you have to stand in this queue when you can use one way? Don't need to do that. That's how I have to solve. So how do we solve that? So what we solve that using our mobile self-checkout system with our retail system. So when we comes equipped with a mobile app, an inventory system, and our customized POS system. So with one way, you don't even need to, we can integrate with your existing system. You don't even need to like change your hardware, and you don't need to invest much because what your customer needs is just their mobile phone to access whatever you need. So how do we do that? We do that using our improved checkout system. So all your customer needs to do is they come to the counter, pick up the product, scan the product, and check it out themselves. So we also have an advanced inventory system. This helps us in tracking every sale that was made, ensuring that your profits are kept intact. Then we also integrate seamless with the existing API. So how do we do that? We integrate with whatever system we are using. We have some technologies that we do behind that can help your system integrate with our own seamlessly. Then we are also scalable and flexible. So we're asking, okay, you are solving this problem. How do we make money? So we have different ways of making money because it's very, very important. So one way, first of all, we make money by charging users a convenient fee, and users can also gift us because imagine you want to just pick up bread from ShopRite and you have to do all those long queues. But the one way we have saved you the time, the stress and everything. You just pick up the bread, scan, you pay, and you go. So we also have premium subscription plan for our retailers, and then we also have our app equipped with bill payments. One way solves all type of bill payments, both mobile card, mobile recharge, NEPA bills, any type of bill you can think about. Then we also have advertising placement and royalty programs. So one way can be customized to suit your business. So that's where the royalty program comes in. And then we also charge integrating fees to onboard clients into our system. So we are also sustainable because we help reduce carbon footprint. With one, we don't need to spend extra money on printing receipts, so we have digital receipts to take care of that. Then, what is our marketing opportunity? So, looking at this, if you look at the projection made by e-commerce Nigeria, we have over 600,000 retailers in Nigeria as of 2023. So you can imagine what the numbers will be as of today. So we have a lot of market over there. And the market for self-checkout system has not been tapped yet. So I don't think there's any place in this Onitsha that you can walk in and check out yourself. There is none. But with one way, we can get that possible. Then, how do we stand out from what other guys are doing there? So in the whole Southeast, there's nobody doing what one way is doing. But there are some players in Lagos that also does what one way is doing. So we have players like Rock and Pass, and then we also have Shopify POS. So how do we stand out? We stand out by we have one way, we have our POS integration, our self-checkout options, waiter analytics, and flexible payment options. So here is the game changing thing about one way. One way works both offline and online. So as a shop owner now, you don't need to bother about data. You can use one way offline, and your users can still access what you are selling. So all you need to do is to sync your products on one way when you are done for the day, and we take care of the rest.
30 seconds more.
Then, so our tax on so far. So if you look at this, we have about 30 active stores renting using one way, and we have about 6,000 customers. So these are our financial projections. So we are expecting that in the first 1 year, we'll be hitting 50,000 transactions per down the line. Then this is our team. I myself, Kenneth, and we all here have a lot of experience as marketing, as engineers, and as also a business person in terms of art. Then for our small table, so you scan, add on your cards, check out, you go. So it's one way.
Your time is up. But don't worry, you can use the judge's time to provide more answers, more details, right? So my quick question, go back to your traction slide. I don't know why you watched that slide too. Did anybody notice that? The traction slide. You say you have how many stores, active stores?
Yeah, we have about 10 active stores.
You have about 10 active stores.
Yeah.
Where?
So in Lagos.
Okay.
And then currently we are talking with urban stores in Enugu.
Yeah, hold on. You have 10 active stores in Lagos.
Yeah.
So how much have you made from these 10 active stores?
So when you look at here, so over the past 6 months, we have processed more than 10 million over the past 6 months.
10 million.
Yes.
10 million.
Yes.
Okay. In the last 6 months.
Yes.
But how do you make money again? Remind me.
So we make money by charging users 10% of whatever payment they are making. So
You're charging the users
yes.
10%.
Yes.
Okay. And so, but you didn't say how much you've made. And you've been doing this for 6 months.
Okay, so here, if when we cover this down was the following review, the money going in and out of the system. That's what we cover in this.
All right. I think that the judges have questions for you. I have comments to make afterwards. So please.
Oh wow. I mean that's very awesome stuff. But I'm very concerned about having to pay you 10% of whatever I shop at a mall for
No. It's capped. It's capped.
am I not the one you're talking about?
So if okay, I can't give you what the answer.
If you
you cannot pay, then you're not a user. So imagine, can you stand in that queue for 2 hours and I guess paying maybe 200 naira to shop and go? So
Yeah. But I get his question because I mean, so if I go to a shop and I buy something for 10 million naira, I have to pay you 1 million naira.
No.
Just because I don't want to stand on it.
No, I get what
But
you're
that's
saying.
what he's saying.
No, I get what you're saying, but we have a cap charge. So
Yeah.
we don't charge you that more than 1.5. But if it's not at 1.5, if it's not 1.5, we charge 10% of what it costs.
Yeah, okay, but you didn't say that in your speech, right? So you don't have a question for him, so we can move on. So
I don't know, but during my time in the US, I know that one of the biggest, they do a lot of self-checkout, but the biggest fear for self-checkout is shoplifting.
Yes.
Because then there's no guarantee that everything I have in my bag is what I checked out on your app. But over there, I think they have like something that detects whether anything with a barcode that wasn't checked out is passing through the door. So do you have something like that you offer to the malls?
Yes. So if you look at this video, at the end of this video, you see that somebody has to do a kind of quick manual verification using our vendor app to check the guy. Then also we have AI interpretation of our control opinion, which will detect shoplifting. So we already have that covered it. Also, one of the issues we had with retailers, like what you mentioned, they are scared of shoplifting. How they know that their money is secure? So with one way, we have what we call advance payment. So we come to you, want to integrate with you now. We give you money in advance, and when your customers buy, we deduct from the money we give you. So that way, your money, we are giving you an assurance that nothing happens to your money and nothing happens to your product.
okay, so thank you very much, Team One Way. There is my comment. This is a comment, not a question. This is an interesting stuff, right? I think it's an interesting stuff that you're doing. I'm aware that there are a few tech majors that have trialed this. I can't remember if it's Amazon or Apple. Either of them have tried to do this self-checkout. technology. Um, but I think you need to, I think you need to go back and review the business model a bit more. On the tech side, there are a few more things you need to also do. For instance, you're trying to reduce queue, right? But the process brings you back to where you still have to do queue.
No. It doesn't.
From the video.
Yeah.
From the video. The process brings you back to where somebody has to manually check what you have. And I think that's introducing the queue somehow.
Yes. Yeah, what you say, I can answer what you say by. Imagine now you are in shop and you want to pay. The cashier will have to transfer money. Somebody will have to open his app to do transfer and it's not going. Somebody will want to print receipt. Somebody will want to do this. Somebody will want to do this. And everybody is stand still, waiting for that person to do all those things before the person goes. But with one way, you have only done all those things yourself. What the person is just confirming is to be sure that what you bought is actually what you paid for. Even when you have stood all those queues, there is still a security personnel that also checks what you bought to be sure that what you bought is actually what you paid for.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sure we can have this conversation offline. Yeah, because your video shows that we're coming back to the queue, right? But I hear you've reduced some time, but you did not completely remove all the time. And on that queue, exactly. So thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for Team One Way. Thank you.
I start? All right. My name is Paul Dominic. I'm the founder of Rent24. So I came into the Southeast some years back and I was in need of accommodation. So I moved from street to street, but I couldn't find any that meets my taste, my price, and my comfort. And guess what happened then? I used an agent, and those guys finished me and I couldn't get anything I wanted. So I imagine the many other persons, including those sitting here, that had gone through similar problems. They obviously must have spent money to get something to rent, not just accommodation, but didn't get. The time they spent to get it, but still they didn't get it. And then the whole stress they went into getting these items and still couldn't get it. And then we came up with Rent24. But the rental market is valued at 1.4 trillion naira, which is also driven by increased urbanization. There is also a 20% annual growth in this market. In Nigeria alone, the sector is running into billions, with increased demand for online platforms that are into rental. So what does Rent24 do? It's basically a platform that connects the property owner and the person looking for this property. So we have two sets of users on our platform. The main user who comes in to search for properties he or she wants, with our different categories of properties on our platform. He finds a property that meets his price, his taste, and his comfort. And then he goes ahead to make payment for it, and the property is delivered and returned after you. And then the next person is our vendor, the property owner who wants this property, comes on our platform, lists this property, and when somebody searches for the property is paid for and then sent to him. So why do we need this now? Now, there's an increased market growth for rental properties currently going, and there's a need for technology in this sector. It's currently done offline and few people with technology in the space. And also there's a market gap between people that own this property and people that are looking for this property. we have a total addressable market of $4 million and a serviceable addressable market of $1.4 million. We only need 10% of this market, which includes students, core members, and other individuals that need rental items. So for us, we charge commission on rent on any items rented on our platform. We also charge for advert on our platform. We also do premium listing on our platform, which we charge for. And finally, we charge for value-added service like insurance and others. For the years of our existence, we've been able to list 200 users, and we have 100 properties on our platform. We currently built our online platform, but this traction is for our offline platform, which we're going to onboard very soon. So this is just the offline traction we have. I'm also going into partnership with insurance companies to be able to make sure once there's a damage on any property, it will be covered by insurance. So if we get this money, we're going to make sure we list 2,000 new properties and 1,000 new properties and 2,000 users. This will give us 10 million naira in revenue. We're going to add money to our technology maintenance, operation and staffing, and then our marketing and distribution. So the edge we have against our competitors are basically personalized customer support, secure transactions, wide range of rental options which is available on our platform, and a user-friendly website and mobile application. If this comes up, the social impact will be something is basically making renting accessible to people who want to find property to rent. Also going to create more jobs for people that are looking for jobs and support businesses, vendors that have properties to list. We're supporting them by bringing up this product on board. Our strength basically lies in the team members we have. Our weakness is the fact that we don't have so much funds to pursue this cause. And the opportunity for us is the wide increase or rather demand for rental properties. And our threat is the fact that our ideas to be copied by people with bigger funds. Our exit strategy for us is acquisition, merger, and an IPO. We have a team which is led by myself, for Dominic as the CEO. We also have a CTO, Amos Chima, and Kolamari Sobeta, with cumulative 15 years of experience in the sector. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. I'm sure there are questions for you.
Sorry, I tried to download your app. I visited your site also. My question is that what is the difference between what you've done for you and what has been?
Okay, aside from the regular agents we have for accommodations and the rest, other platforms are strictly on one service, office space, accommodation and the rest. Our platform has categories of these items. For an event, you can rent everything you want on that platform.
Okay, the ones you know, the ones you know.
Property Pro just does property
The ones you know.
Yeah, I don't know, but I just wanted to, I think it's a concern for the entire panel. Can you go back a bit to your traction slide? Traction. 4 years of operation, 200 registered users. Who are these users? Are they people who are coming to rent or people who have something to rent?
The users are both people that owns the property and then people that call us to request for the property to rent.
Okay, the student is asking how much you've made.
We made 2.5.
2.5.
Yes. Million.
Naira or dollar?
Naira, sorry.
Yeah.
In 4 years.
Yes. Also,
For how many transactions?
I don't have the number of transactions currently.
Like average.
Averagely, we do around 50 a year.
So in 4 years, you've done like 200 transactions.
Yes.
200 transactions for 200 users for 100 properties.
Yes.
In 4 years.
Yes. And mind you, most of these properties, especially for accommodation,
How do you get your revenue? By commission?
commission.
Something is wrong.
All right.
Something is wrong. 100 transactions, okay, in 4 years, and you make commission. How much commission do you charge?
10%. depending on the cost.
10%. So it means that 100 transactions in 4 years has given you 25 million naira. That's the total. That's the total thing that you made. Oh, 200 transactions in 4 years has gotten you 2.5 million, which is 10% of the total value.
Yes.
So this is 25 million. So you have 200 transactions, gives you 25 million.
Yes.
Right? 2.5. Total transaction value is 25 million.
Yes.
From which you have made 2.5 million.
Yes, sir.
Right? Please, is it doghouse that the people are renting? Is it doghouse that they are renting?
We do basically.
How much is a house, a rent per year?
Depending on the location.
For give me an average.
A self-con can go as low as 500 for initial payment.
Okay, 500 for initial payment. Huh? That's already 50,000. No, but leave it. Let's say that you did self-con for that 4 years. That gives you 500,000 times 200 is that much. Can somebody do the math quickly?
Sorry, I forgot to add this also. I said we just launched the online platform.
No,
but
hold on. I'm dealing with Huh? So what I want to establish is that you have a challenge with your business. There's a numbers challenge. That's what I want to establish. Because going by self-con alone, self-con is like the list of the houses. And so 500k per annum, right? Times 200 will give you 100 million naira.
Can I correct an impression?
Okay.
What we do currently, without going online, we basically offer 3 rental services: accommodation, service apartment, and we rent vehicles. So you're just calculating based on accommodation, which usually is the highest percentage you can get. We do taxi service, which don't even get as much as this.
Do what?
Taxi service, people rent cars.
I know that, but you never mentioned cars here. You mentioned the houses we've been talking about.
Yes.
We did not talk about cars. So why are you bringing cars now?
What we do is property rentals generally.
Exactly. And that's what we've been discussing here. So why are you telling me about taxes?
When you stand up and say property
Property
everybody's
rentals.
looking at
House.
Exactly. And that's what we've been talking about here since. Alright, in any case, thanks. I think we'll just hit our mark.
Alright.
Thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for him. The next thing is
My name is
on the mic.
My name is Ekachi.
17.67 billion. That's the staggering amount Nigerians have lost to fraud in 2023, with social engineering scam leading the edge. So we as Nigeria already have problem with scams. So what's the problem here? Buyers don't want to buy from a random Instagram seller, risking their money and end up not getting their product. And sellers don't want to be in a situation where after the buyer have paid and cancel order, they will not be like frustrated and they will also lose the money actually. So this is why we are building closevendor.com. It is a secure escrow payment e-commerce platform. In this platform, when the buyer pays, we hold the money in full and only release the money to the seller when they have delivered the product to the buyer. So what is the market opportunity actually? So right here you can see 223 billion of annual transaction is needing escrow payment. And you know social media, we don't know who is legit or not. Now, if you can process just 1%, that will be 11.15 billion. That will be 11.15. That is okay. 11.15 billion. If you target 1%, that is huge. So right here, our business model, we're going to charge transaction fee. This means with only 4%, we are securing both the buyer and seller. The escrow fee is 1%, and we're going to make extra money through paid listing. What's the competitive advantage? Escrow system, transaction fee, target audience. Now we're not targeting like other platforms that target the general market. We are targeting only people that sell on platforms like TikTok, Instagram, and WhatsApp. So we are developing our UI right now. And why us? I am Wekachi and I've worked with People Workforce Canada, a sourcing agency. I've worked with many e-commerce brands. And honestly, one of my clients I work with as a SEO analyst, not deliver some products to people buy them. Because right now, they can't do anything because it's divided to somewhere far away. And they cannot do anything, they cannot complain to anybody. Only thing they will do, they will just tag this person online and say, they don't buy for this person, I never can learn my product too. And now, our lead engineer is Casey, is a full stack developer who have experience in building something. In fact, he's working on Roku, which is a financial platform, so he knows finance well. So, what's our vision in the long run? Our long run vision is to become the go-to escrow and transaction layer for social commerce in Africa, helping millions of small sellers earn a living and buyers shop with confidence, all for their phone. What's the ask? We need 22 million naira to launch our MVP in 4 months, targeting Instagram, WhatsApp, and TikTok sellers. And with this money, we'll be able to acquire 6,000 or 6,000 plus vendors via influential partnership. And number 3, we're going to be securing 200 million in a year if this goes well. So with Ford costing Nigeria billions annually and trust being the cornerstone of commerce, Trust Vendor is uniquely positioned to transform social commerce into secure and thriving ecosystem, capturing just 1% of Nigerian digital fraud prevention, because we have big problem with fraud. This will prevent many fraud and also generate 176 million per year. Thank you.
All right, Onitsha, thank you very much. Interesting. I like the numbers you dropped. I like the numbers, focus on the size of the numbers and the emphasis. I want to think that the judges have questions for you.
Yeah, I mean, great job. I love scamming, fraud on social media is very, very real. But I want to ask, what do you know about regulations in this space?
Okay, so I actually don't have more knowledge on regulation space, which I believe I'll be getting a co-founder who knows more about that, because currently we don't have a co-founder. But since our competitors are Alpha Pay, which is a company led by Gigs Logistics, I believe this is something that have a huge market and people are trying to solve.
Have you built out this solution already?
Have you what?
Have you built out the solution?
Yeah,
Are people using it?
not yet. We have not even built the MVP. We have the idea right now, and we're trying to put this together.
So idea stage.
Yes.
Beautiful.
All right, thank you. Thank you very much. All right, there. Last one. Last one is for this one.
Can start.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. I'm TechQuest John Bosco, founder and product manager at Epala. I'm a second-time founder as well. This right here is Madam West. She used to work at First Bank right here in Onitsha. And one of her problems is that, or most of her problem is that, for her work-life balance, poor work-life balance, she pretty much finds it difficult to visit, say, Ochanga Market to restock her house, right? So this is pretty much her problem. And Madam West also has got relatives in UK and US who depend heavily on local food items in Nigeria. And they're pretty much finding it difficult to access food items like Madam West, who is even living in Nigeria. So Madam West happened to be transferred to another post-back branch in Port Harcourt. And this is where Epala is based. And that is where we discovered Madam West and her problems, like other working class people's problems. Now, friends, what is going on in that field is that, and this is how Madam West solves her problem. She pretty much call people we call personal shoppers. Those store them on phone, they help her purchase her food items, and her relatives as well, who are living in US and UK, just like we have relatives, right? What we currently do right now, what they currently do right now is they purchase from Amazon, right? But the problem is that they hate to purchase their own local culture in dollars, right? Again, is they reach out to a couple of online vendors who are into exportation, who are partnering with DHL and all that. So this is exactly the trend that is happening over there. And now, what Epala is doing to solve that problem is that we now built a particular food items marketplace specifically focused on local food items alone, where we aggregate all the food items, say in Onitsha, Port Harcourt, right? So that Madam West can easily, with her fingers, not with their hands, walk into these food items, walk into the market, go from shop to shop, purchase food items, and book personal shoppers, just like you book coach drivers, right? Send them your automated shopping list, and they go to the market and purchase your food items for you. So this is exactly what we have been able to come up with. So this is the market size. Okay, so this is exactly our market size right now. So currently, we have 17 personal shoppers on our wait list, and there are our offline acquisitions as regards customers so far. So if we ship 100 food items, for instance, in a week, which is what we doing at the moment, 50% of those, 50 from that 100 food items, say is in 50,000 naira. Epala will make 20,000 naira next revenue, right? Now, the rest of 50 errands we run, making it 100. Say Epala, say the shopping list accumulation is 100,000. Epala will make 50,000, making it 70,000 naira. So, but for estimation, by July, we'll be running our first 100 export, basically focused on UK. So the estimation is $5 million annual revenue. But we have to attain, for us to attain this $5 million, we have to do rigorous marketing and pretty much hustle in next and foremost for us to get this $5 million. Just for Nigerians based in diaspora alone.
Yeah, now, during the 24 months, we are targeting 1 million customers at large. Now, our early adopters, we have 15 people on wait list from the consumer end, 17 on personal shoppers, and we're doing a lot of marketing, a lot of partnership, which we are currently running at the moment. So this is our business model. Transaction fee, 25, when we take 15% from total shopping list, say you bought food item for 50,000, we charge you 15% of it. Right inside the 15%, a balance net profit to 55%. Then with the other rest of the cash, we settle our personal shoppers, service fee, delivery fee, and all. Commission. So our commission fee is based on the logic we just put out. A situation whereby a personal shopper runs an errand, we connect the personal shopper to let's say 5 people like Madam West to go to Ochanja Market, for instance. Knowing fully well that personal shopper will go to Ochanja Market and come back with just one transport fee going and coming back. We just tell the personal shopper to give us just 2,000 naira from that transport fare. So this is exactly the commission part.
30 seconds more.
So refraction. Back in 2023, we released our minimum viable product, but because of finance, we've been going on and off. So at the end of the day, AWS booted us off their platform. We started to doing transactions via WhatsApp to date, but by April, we'll be launching our commercial version. So since then, this is the amount we gathered, but recently we gathered 20,000 naira. This is just from 2023. Recently, we gathered 20,000 naira from our WhatsApp process. This is the team, myself, my colleague, Bonaventure Elemani, and Francisca Mume. Francisca Mume is a top food items distributor in Port Harcourt with her experience with improving our personal shoppers' ethical shopping experience so that they can be able to buy nicely for our customers. This is me. I'm a second time founder. My first startup, I gathered 2,000 users and without any marketing finance before it shut down. My co-founder was based in the UK, working for Logic Bank, a top blockchain platform, and the top business man, Bonaventure money with us, doing everything business. So these are statistics, and what we're looking at here is what I've explained so far. Week one, this is the 2 time up. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. I mean, great stuff. You didn't talk about your competition. On that one, wait, I'm going to ask 3 questions and you can answer together. The first is about your competition. Second, you started in 2023 and you did 12,000 naira in 2023. And in 2025, right? I don't think you worked last year. Did you?
Well, mostly depression all through last year.
Sorry?
Depression all through last year.
Depression,
yeah, finance and stuff to come back.
Okay. So 2025, to God be the glory, you left depression. Amen.
Amen.
And you made 20,000 naira. So in total, 2023, 2024, 2025, you made how much? 32,000 naira.
Exactly.
So how much are you requesting from us today?
I'm requesting, as you can see right here, 20 million naira to go through operation.
20 million naira. Okay. Just talk through the competition.
Okay, so our competition is, first of all, we have TOFA, Traders of Africa. We have Bandizi in this space, although Bandizi is focusing on people like Oda, who are focusing on restaurants and everything about restaurants, right? They're not focusing on households. So we have for Nigerians based in that, we have Amazon. But the main point is that, like my sister always say, why would I buy my own local culture in dollars? So that's the competitors. And the differentiation from a power is there's something happening in this place. If you want, say, this lady to help someone to go buy food items, you go give this lady the money to go buy food items. Don't give this lady cash away with the cash. So we employ this crew, right? So this crew will be engine room. So how it works is when your auntie pays into escrow account, PayPal will now, the auntie will now book this lady as a personal shopper, just like you book both drivers. The lady goes to the market. Immediately she click, after selecting the food item, click on click, the money information goes to the seller account inside of the lady. So this is exactly a snippet of how we're solving that problem, and that's a massive differentiation. Then secondly is aggregation. Instead of you making calls and checking out food items in our Ochanja Market and so all those people you already buy from are on Ipala, which from Ocean Market and on Ipala. So what you have to do is to just get on our Ipala mobile app, look at them, look at the sellers there, purchase all your food items. Automatic shopping list generates. You now book personal shoppers and send them.
Okay. Just my very last question. How much have you invested into this today?
Okay, like I said, our 2021 was a massive depression, so we got from some fees. That's what I call them. January this year. So that's why we
550K.
Yeah, so that's why we are back on track.
How much of your personal cash and that of your co-founders already went into this?
Okay, when we worked MVP, 300K was the first money we put in for November 2023. Yeah. That covers AWS and stuff. All right, thank you very much. Let's put our hands together for.
Can start.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Shigara Henry, and I'm the founder of Beyond STEM. Imagine a world where every child potential is nurtured, and you can agree with me that beyond barriers, every child deserves the chance to flourish and dream bigger. Let's meet Michelle, a 9-year-old in Lagos, who has always dreamt of building her own app and website. But as long side and most of the challenges that we have in schools that they don't offer these tech skills that goes beyond the regular computer lessons in school, right? Her parents are willing to invest massively, but they couldn't find an affordable and same time high quality tech education, tech platform for their kids. Michelle also was able to go on YouTube to watch tutorial videos, but she was frustrated because she couldn't get a supervised guidance to give her a proper structure. There are so many kids like Michelle, right? They have potential.
All these things, like everything you are doing, they do. What I'm trying to say is that this is a really saturated space. In fact, even here, 2 blocks over here, we have a form STEM technique that's over there. I'm just trying to say, I think you need to research uniform. Yes, I think they have virtual. Oh, yours is only virtual.
All virtual, yes, virtual, not like virtual.
All right. You know about Nigenius? Nigenius. Yeah. Okay. All right.
I have 3 questions. One, directed 6 million in
6 million in about 5 months.
In 5 months of
Yes.
How much out of this is your money? Number 1. Number 2, the project is something that a lot of people are doing. In fact, a lot of training centers these days virtual training. A lot of them. And you have a lot of them. Now, but my own most concern is that the urban city have these assets. Do you have targets on the rural? Because they are like being cut out from this. Number 3, in your team, these are educational platforms, right? I'm not seeing anybody who is in the educational sector.
Let me start with number 3. All right, myself, I'm a graduate of computer science, and I'm a digital literacy expert. I've taught digital literacy across kids and adults for the past 6 years. She's an instructor, a tech instructor. She teaches and she manages other instructors because we have other instructors, not just her. But she's the lead instructor that is supervisor. She manages them. She read education, English education,
but she has this zeal and passion in tech, and she knows how to handle it and how to deal with it. This here is a software developer, he's an engineer, and he does all the technical part because we're willing to expand and scale across just the one we have now with that website. So this is what we have. So I have educational background in digital literacy for kids and adults, and she has educational teaching background too. So the second question, I'm so sorry, second question please.
What was the second question?
The second question is
Your model to be able to reach out to the rural environment.
the first one is
What is your commission out from the 6 million?
How much, first question is, how much of the 6 million is actually your money? So can you answer that straight up?
Yeah. So with 6 million, operational costs are just, normally it's just, we cannot pay contracted staff, because most of the things we don't
Straight up, how much of that money is your money?
like the company's money.
How much of it is your money? How much of 6 million is your money?
Invested.
Let's say about 5 million is our money. That's the rest of the expenses, about 5 million
Thank
is our
you.
money.
Second question is on rural. How do you intend to reach rural areas?
Alright, we actually have plans to reach rural area, but first of all, we don't want to do this out of passion and leave the business model out of it, right? So we have plans, so we have programs STEM for schools, we're able to teach schools in those rural areas STEM for free, but those partner with the government and they did all the funding and everything. We're able to reach out to those schools, different schools, different.
Operations of your slides. Remember, you did the first slide. You did the, and I gave feedback. You did the second slide, and I still gave feedback, right? And today, I'm doing the third slide, and I noticed that you've implemented most of those feedback. And so I think it's well done for doing that. I like your answer to the question when we asked you about rural areas, and that was the major feedback I gave to you. Remember? That was the major feedback, and that was the first thing I noticed on your slide today. That was that change. It's easy to say we're doing rural. It's very easy to just wake up and say, oh, we're targeting the unleashed and rural. The question is, who is paying for it? The second is, how are you reaching them? How? Do you understand? And that was what they were trying to teach initially. And that was the feedback we implemented. So thank you. And God bless you. I think that this is the end, this is the last speech for today. Right? But we have an honorary mention that he's not part of